Hello there friends and welcome back to the channel. It's your old mate, here with the Bankside Buzz for the week ahead from the 19th to the 25th of January 2026. Now I've been looking at the charts and let me tell you, this is not a week for the faint of heart. It's a week that separates the fair weather danglers from the true specimen hunters. We've got a new moon, shifting weather, and cold, cold water. So the big question is, will it be a bonanza or a blankfest? Stick with me, because I'm going to break it all down and give you the edge you need to get a bend in that rod. First up, let's talk about our prime targets for this time of year. In these cold conditions, we need to be smart and focus on the fish that are most likely to feed. My money this week is on pike, perch, and the ever-reliable roach. Let's start with the king of winter, the pike. With water temperatures hovering in the low single digits, these predators are not going to be chasing with any real speed. They are all about conserving energy. So where do we find them? Look for the deeper spots in your still waters and lakes, especially areas close to features like drop-offs, submerged trees, or the mouths of streams. On rivers, the slacker, deeper pools are your best bet. Why? Because that's where the prey fish, the roach and bream, will be shoaled up tight. Find the larder and you'll find the pike. For tactics, it has to be deadbaits. A smelly mackerel or sardine, presented static on the bottom or popped up just a few inches, can be irresistible. Use a simple running legger rig and be patient. If you prefer lures, think slow, slow, slow. Large, soft plastic shades retrieved at a snail's pace near the bottom can tempt a lazy predator into a strike. Next, the perch. What a fish! Those sergeants will be shoaled up, and if you find one, you've likely found a whole group. Much like the pike, they'll be in deeper water, huddled around any kind of structure that breaks the flow or provides cover. Think bridge supports, marina pilings, or deep holes. The name of the game here is finesse. This is prime time for drop shotting with small 2 to 3 inch lures that you can keep twitching in one spot. A tiny vibration is often enough to trigger a bite. Alternatively, a slow, vertical jigging approach with a small metal jig or a lure tipped with a maggot can be deadly. Don't be in a rush. These fish might look at your lure for a good minute before deciding to strike. And finally, for those who love the float to go under, let's talk roach. In this cold, the silverfish will be shoaled up very tightly. Finding them is the main challenge. On canals and slow-moving rivers, look for the deepest water you can find, often in the middle of the channel or on the outside of bends. On lakes, again, it's all about depth. The feeder can work well, but you must be careful not to overfeed. A small cage feeder with a dark, fine crumb groundbait and just a pinch of pinkies is all you need. On the hook, a single maggot or a couple of pinkies on a fine wire hook, perhaps a size 20 or 22, is the way to go. If you're a pole angler, a bread punch approach, feeding tiny balls of liquidized bread, can be absolutely brilliant for tempting a bite when nothing else will work. Now let's get into the why. The conditions this week are fascinating. We've got a proper mixed bag of winter weather on the way. Air temperatures are going to be hovering between -3 and 4 degrees Celsius all week. It's going to be cold, friends. That means the water temperature in our lakes and rivers will be down at around 3 or 4 degrees. At these temperatures, a fish's metabolism slows right down. They don't need to feed as often, so when they do, it's often a short window. Our job is to have the right bait in the right place during that window. The week looks to be dominated by unsettled, low-pressure weather with a lot of cloud cover and spells of rain. That's not a bad thing. Those overcast, gloomy days are often brilliant for predator fishing. The wind will be swinging about a bit, so keep an eye on its direction. A mild southerly or westerly breeze is always better than a cold north or easterly. And what about the moon? This is where it gets interesting. The week kicks off with a new moon on Sunday night and Monday. Many experienced anglers, myself included, believe the days immediately following a new moon can trigger a feeding spell, especially for big predators. The week then moves through a waxing crescent, ending with the first quarter on Sunday. This is generally seen as a positive phase, far better than a bright full moon, which can make fish spooky. So let's put it all together. Here is my day-by-day breakdown for the week. Monday, the 19th of January. The week starts right after the new moon, with cloudy skies and a chance of light rain. Temperatures will be around 1 to 4 degrees. I'm calling this a good day for a bite. The new moon and overcast conditions are a great combination, especially for pike and perch. Get the deadbaits out or try a slow jigging approach. Tuesday, the 20th of January. Conditions remain similar, cloudy with light rain likely, and temperatures holding between 1 and 3 degrees Celsius. I'll rate today as good again. That stable, mild and gloomy weather is just what we want for winter fishing. Fish will have adjusted to the pressure and should be willing to feed. Wednesday, the 21st of January. The forecast shows a higher chance of more persistent rain. Temperatures are similar, perhaps rising to 4 degrees. This could be a tricky one. I'm rating this as a capricious day. The increased rain might raise river levels and add color to the water, which can sometimes switch the fish off, but can also spur them into feeding. It's a gamble, but one that could pay off. Thursday, the 22nd of January. The rain continues and it'll feel quite raw out there. Temperatures between 0 and 3 degrees. Another capricious day in my book. The key will be to find areas sheltered from the worst of the weather where fish might be seeking refuge. Bites might be few and far between, but they could be from a quality fish. Friday, the 23rd of January. The rain eases, but the temperature starts to drop, dipping towards -1 overnight. This change could be a trigger. I'm going with average for Friday. That first feeling of a coming frost can sometimes prompt a last-minute feed before things get really cold. Saturday, the 24th of January. It's getting colder now, with temperatures between -2 and 2 degrees Celsius. There's even a chance of some snow mixed in with the rain. This will be a weak day for fishing. A sudden drop in temperature like this often puts the fish down. You'll need to scale down your baits and tackle and really work for a bite. It will be tough going. And Sunday, the 25th of January, the coldest day of the week, with temperatures struggling to get above 1 degree and dropping to -3. The moon is in its first quarter. This will be tough, and the bite is likely to be practically absent in many places. On days like this, the feeding window might be just 30 minutes long. My advice? Pick a spot known for holding winter fish, stay patient, and hope for a single, memorable bite. So there you have it, folks, a week of classic winter challenges and opportunities. It's not about catching dozens, it's about outsmarting 1 or 2 special fish. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe out there, wrap up warm and tight lines. Let me know in the comments what your plans are for the week. Are you heading out? What are you targeting? And of course, if you enjoyed this forecast, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Until next time, friends, neither scales nor tail.